Hi everyone, John Doyle from OptixEQ. Today I want to talk about Plot 2020. Made a few changes. I want to make you aware of them. Very minor, but I think could be useful. So if you go into Plot 2020, click this button. I'm just going to pick up a race from, I guess it's going to be on Thursday at Aqueduct. Doesn't really matter. But I want to show you a few things with the V-bars. So the first thing is, if you click this, you'll see one that's called Plot. And very simply, what this is just quad percentage, we used to call it. You guys remember? And all that is, it just compares the horse's position across a number of different categories: win, exacta, in the money, finish, and all the rest. It gives you an idea which horse, based on the track profile, what their shape and size is, and how that works out, and kind of does a ranking. So if you go to summary, which I think I'm going to come back to the summary in a bit, but if you just look kind of like at Plot and you kind of unclick the speed and class, you get a good indication of which horse has probably the superior Plot, at least from a track profile standpoint. Very easy to do that, right? Which horses are below. So, any number that's like above zero is kind of playable. Actually, the range is, if you see a horse that's below like minus 0.75 or above 0.75, either they have an edge or they're up against it a little bit. So a lot of these horses kind of fit the range. You see this horse is, above that 7.5. This horse is really above. So he's got kind of an edge. And you see this horse is well below. Like anything below 1.5 is very negative, okay? So that's the number 7 horse. And you see where he plots. So you get the idea. Again, nothing new here. I just want to make people that are new to Plot get familiar with that. But the idea here is that we just renamed it, okay, to Plot. There's a couple of new ones. There's class rating and race rating. And Briss users will know this because we just took it right from Briss. That's our partner. And so you see their class rating over a number of different categories. Same thing with the race rating. We found that the race rating for our purposes works best. So when you look at the summary, we've changed this now for class. We're using the race rating. It just seems to work well for us. And again, I keep coming back to the summary. I'm going to close and talk about that. But I just wanted to point out the new class and race rating in the V-bars. I think Briss people will like that. Again, another visual for those people. In fact, let me just kind of just move this over. Maybe widen this a little bit, so we get a little better shot of the V-bars. The other V-bar, we added Pedigree. You know how we feel about Pedigree, but this is for horses maybe that haven't tried something, and all this is the ratings that Brisnet uses for the Pedigree for mud, dirt, turf, distance, and the price in the auction we included in there. So yeah, it's something for people that want that. And again, for Briss users, since we've come so closely aligned with them, we just bring that over, okay? But I just want to go back to summary because that's the one that it's been there, but I just want to point it out, especially with the new class ratings. You can get a real good indication of which horses I think are, like at a glance, look good and which ones look bad. And then I think you would use your form cycle analysis to determine, okay, I know a horse like the number 4 looks superior in terms of class, speed, and plot. It looks like he has an advantage in all 3 categories. Is there something in his past performances from a form cycle standpoint? And that's when you go down to this table here and try to figure those things out, right? With notes, with some of the alerts, right? You try to do it. For instance, a horse like number 1, Vodka Mardini, this horse looks like kind of is a little bit above in speed, a little bit below on plot, a little bit below in class, but right there, right? But then you get down to the notes, it looks like we have a regress on this horse. So that would be kind of a negative. A horse like the 7 looks like it just kind of, unless there's something, blatant in the past performance, this horse just looks like an elimination, right? This horse is well below in class, pace, and speed. There's a horse we want to just easily eliminate. So you can kind of look at this at a glance, and you can actually use this while they're racing and just kind of look at the board and maybe take a look at the horses that are again above, see if you can make some kind of form cycle negative on them. If not, these horses tend to do better. I mean, this is a good indication of horses' ability to win the race or not. I mean, it's just you're going against main categories of speed, plot, and speed, pace, and class. Form cycle is the other one. but this is a good indication. Without doing a lot of work, you can get a sense just looking at the summary V bar of where a horse stands on those categories, and kind of a useful tool. The one other thing in closing I wanted to show that, again, it's another Brisk thing. Brisk has these trainer kind of cat stats, by category, usually at the bottom of their ultimate, prime PPs. Again, we're not big into the whole stat thing, but just to have something, and again, a carryover from the Brisk kind of PPs. And you can see it's a little different. We call it cloud stat. And what we're doing is we're taking the trainers category stats and just kind of lumping them in a big thing, and just to see which ones pop. So we have 3 categories. One is just a return on investment. The other is a win percentage. You can see it here. And then the third is in the money percentage. And the bigger, the bolder, the better. The smaller, the worse. And you can hover over these. Let me just show you what I mean. If you hover over any of these, you can see the actual statistics. So one of the things I would be concerned is like how many starts, right? So in this case, it's kind of small. It's hard to read here, but especially for me. But it says 13 starts for this horse, this trainers, and this horse categorically, and a return on investment of 1.69, which is positive. So second after a claim, this is kind of a positive thing for this barn. So you got, there's some if you're trying to decipher between horses, and instead of trying to go down and look at each, again, we try to aggregate things instead of looking down at each horse, each trainer, we just kind of put it all together and try to present it that way and see if things pop, both positive and negative. So that's it. Just a couple of new changes. Just want to make you aware of it. The documentation hasn't yet been updated. Got to get to that. But look for some other things. We're working on some new things, and so stay tuned. But I just wanted to give you an update on the latest Plot 2020 and how to use it. Okay, thanks.